Why are you laughing?
Ooh, that's a way to go ahead and start it, folks. That's just letting y'all know.
Today has been a day.
Welcome back to Like I Was Saying with
Velvet.
and your girl Fee Baby.
Yes. Hopefully y'all are having a great week and a great day. You know, we've had some challenging days, but we just keep on stepping, you know?
We are humble servants of the people. We are grabbing the energies
Yes, we feel it. Come through.
and giving it to you all, and hopefully it will help replenish you all as well.
Yes.
Because you know it's been a day.
It's definitely been something. I don't even know what it is. But yes. So we hope I can't even talk, y'all. What's going on? What is going on? Let me restart. Hopefully y'all are having a great week and it continues to get better day by day, second by second. Thank you so much for tuning in to Like I Was Saying podcast.
Yes. So how was your weekend?
You know, what was this week? Oh, my best friend came. So I got to hang out. I did some redecorating, added some furniture and some lovely pictures. Did some shopping, some grocery shopping.
You had me at shopping until you said grocery. I'll do any shopping with you as long as it's not grocery.
Yeah. I didn't get too much. I just got stuff for my son. So I already had some food in there for me. But got some stuff for him. And then literally did not do much at all. Besides focus on some things that I have coming up. And wrote some different type of business plans and yeah, that's about it. What about you?
Okay, poppin' shouty.
Yeah, no.
So skate across some business plans.
You know, I like to have it, fully formulated before I provide anything, out there to the world. Because I don't say, yeah, I'm doing this, and then I'm like, you know what, F it, I ain't doing it.
So stay tuned.
Yes.
Stay
Big things.
Poppin'.
Ow. What about you, Fee Baby?
It was an eventful weekend. I played puppy daycare this weekend. Played puppy daycare. I had about 3 dogs in my house, and they're all big dogs. It's a pit, lab mix, and a husky.
Baby.
So it was lit in my household. I loved it, but it was definitely lit.
Could you imagine having 3 children?
What is hilarious is I had that question posed to me because the entire time, I'm giving them feeding times. I'm not feeding them all together. I just want to make sure, none of the dogs are aggressive with food. So I'm giving them all right, go eat. No, don't walk away from your food dish. Go eat. Prince, go eat. And someone goes, they're a lot like kids. And they're like, which one would you prefer, children or dogs? And that was a very interesting question that was posed.
Okay.
Because depending on the age of the children.
No, because, it's going to come out you.
Well, no, just to watch, because all the dogs weren't mine.
Watch.
Yeah, to watch over.
I didn't know if that was a question or you having.
No, just watching over.
Oh, okay.
Just watching over the kiddos. And I don't know, because the dogs, when they piss me off, I can just put them in a cage. I think it could potentially be a child abuse if I did that to children.
Yes. I think that's the word for it.
And kids cry when they get upset. Dogs.
Oh my God, so bad.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think I'm going to keep
the
dogs.
I'm weak.
I think I'm going to keep the dogs.
I'm excited for when I get a dog. Because I really have wanted one for a long time. But a child and dog is just, no.
But I feel like your son's at the age for, okay, you don't want a dog to grow up with him and share all the cute moments? No. Okay.
No, so I had thought about it, but I told my son that he has to be more responsible because he wants a dog as well. So you have to be responsible. That's the thing. You got to be responsible. And if you're not up to par, no, because then it's going to be my dog, not your dog.
Yeah, that's what a lot of parents deal with. I think that's how my mom felt when she got Prince. She had 4 kids. And she thought, we're going to take care of it, and only one of us did. And that's how it ended up being my dog, because I was the only one who took care of him.
Yeah, it's just no. And plus, if I was to have, I don't think I want carpet.
Yes, right.
And I have carpet currently, so I just don't feel that would be good for me.
Yes, that was when I did my last looking for a residence. I was like, the common areas
Is no
do
carpet.
not need to be carpet. Much easier cleanup, and carpet just kind of holds that animal smell in it.
Exactly, and I have no time for that.
Yeah.
No time for it.
No.
Can you tell me how you feel? No time for it. Y'all, I'm about to be a singer too. You hear her?
Yeah, she says she can't sing, but she be trying to put some little vocals in here. I think she be trying to fill out how you guys would feel and have someone say yay or nay.
No.
And I feel like if we get enough feedback,
I wouldn't.
she gonna let it loose. I mean, one of my followers did say that you sounded like you could sing.
You know, and if I really truly want to, I feel like I can, but I have to keep it at a certain thing. I always be trying to hit those high notes, and that's not my thing.
So you got on your range.
Yeah, so I'm more like a Toni Braxton. You know how she has that like the very, I'm not gonna say deep, but it kind of is like the very, that's me. And like if I stay at that level, I'm good. Like it sounds good. But when I be trying to hit them Jasmine Sullivan,
that's exactly what I was thinking.
I be trying, y'all. You hear? And I put the finger up in everything, and everybody, whatever people are calling me, and I'm doing it. They're like, "You try to hit it, huh, with your finger?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
push your voice. Push it. Come with me. Come with me.
I got it." But it don't be working. So yes, I'm kind of sad about that. But I wish I could. Yeah. Can you sing? Actually,
I think I got a real good hum. I think.
I don't know what that noise was that came out of me, but what? A good hum?
Yes, I think my voice lends very well to humming.
Oh, okay.
I've done many of those. The kids, they report themselves singing, listening back, and be like, I thought I sounded this way, but I really sounded this way. But it could just be, I'm just adverse to my own voice. I really could be angelic or whatever, and I just don't.
We'll go ahead and give did we even get any suggestions for our members, our subscribers, our followers?
To be determined.
No.
It's a no on that, but we're still
figuring it out.
We're still working on that. No, but what we did post and we did get feedback from is we asked if anybody would be interested to come on to
the potty.
Yeah. And we were very excited about the responses that we got.
Yes.
We actually got quite a few. So, we'll be to be determined. We'll be having some guests up here.
Yes.
When we had your BFF up here last time, unfortunately we didn't have video at that point, so you weren't able to visualize who the guest was. But moving forward, we're going to be able to have some visuals with our guests.
Yes, it's going to be exciting. I'm very excited about that because we're going to be able to talk about, we talk about anything anyway, but especially when we have on male guests, we can talk about things in their perspective. So I'm very excited about that. We also have some people that have some people that are producing stuff and things of that nature. I don't want to say too much. Y'all got to tune.
Promoting,
Yes, y'all got to tune in. So that's going to be exciting to be able to talk about a wide range of things.
Yeah, help put each other on, give each other exposure. That's what we're here to do, is to build each other up and get these platforms popping.
Facts on all of those things.
Saying.
But to get into what we're talking about today, because we talked enough about us, I suppose, or whatever.
I can do that all day. What are you talking about?
See, I'm not that person. She's that person. I'm not that person. But let's see. We're going to talk about a motherfucking update on her boo, Derrick Jaxn.
Sorry, Mr. Jackson.
Woo! I am for real. Never meant to make you to cry.
I still don't validate his last name. I just want to put that out there. So again, I did not know who he was before all this, and so I looked at his name very perplexed. Very perplexed. And something told me it was Jackson. See, that should have been y'all's warning. Hey.
People have different names. You have Fee Baby. I have Velvet. Like, there's a different thing. Velvet is still technically a thing. Fee Baby is not. Yes, it's so is Vito. So you can't be judging when your name ain't
I ain't trying to get nobody no reels. He trying to be taken seriously. He wants you to rely on his word and use it.
Well, technically, no one should ever do that unless they truly are a professional, and that's like a psychiatrist or a counselor that has a specific degree. So if you are taking someone's advice to heart in that manner, especially relationship advice, then that's something you should think deep down inside about, because you shouldn't really do that. It's different if they're giving sexual advice, because again, that's really what they've been through. That's something that maybe they can provide to you. Like me, maybe I'm starting a business giving out, 411s and crazy shit. Never know. But that's because those are things I've been through, either dealt with in that sense, and it's not like truly I'm giving you advice on what to do with your relationship as a whole. This is just a small minor piece of it, and maybe you can become freakier or something that I can give advice on. But other than that, you don't need a degree for that. But the advice he's given is technically really something you would do in like couples therapy.
Yes.
Which is what do you need to do that? There is a
degree.
Bam, bam, wham, wham.
Education.
Facts. So if you're taking that advice in, there's nothing wrong with it, but you shouldn't take it to heart like that.
That grain of salt type.
Exactly. That's my little 2 cents. But what was the update? I think it was like they did a whole video and some crazy stuff.
So when we did our last pod, there wasn't a lot of information. It kind of just hit that, the cheating scandal came out. Then he made the statement saying, I didn't cheat. Then he came with his wife saying, well, I did. And so since then, there have been a couple videos made. There have been 2 made by his wife.
Okay.
And then there's been one made by him.
Responding.
Where he did like a reaction video to his professing video of what he did.
With him and his wife in the video. He did, yes. And that's because that's what he normally does. So he did it on his own. Also, the other woman, did you hear about the other news that was provided? So we're going to talk about that as well, because I don't want to miss that. So first, let's talk about the video with his wife.
Yes. So essentially, they're holding hands. They're holding hands in a manner that's like, I can't even explain it, because he's like holding her there. Like, you couldn't fly away if the wind came and like gusted you if it wanted to. Like, the whole hurricane, tornado, twister could come through. And baby, locked in.
That lock, you heard.
But with something, even, they kept mentioning, their past as individuals, their journey with God, how that's brought them to where they are. They've done this massive amount of healing, and how, she said she can't make him be different. She can't heal him. Only God can do that. And that was a very hard piece they were driving.
With God.
And the entire piece. Even when she had her individual, lives that she did, God was very much like, he's the armor, he's, that's who's leading us through. And so it's almost like having these conversations that what he went through was a trial that was put on him from God. And that it was, his responsibility to overcome it and to work through it. So the first piece is, is that a scapegoat, essentially, to alleviate him of his responsibilities. And because while, yes, there are certain things that are destined to happen, you were also created to have free will. And so there's going to be these temptations.
Yeah.
So essentially, does he have the ability to scapegoat this into... No. Okay.
So the thing is, and in the Black community, the Lord and God, Jesus, church are on a high level in the Black community as a whole. So it's like, regardless of what the person does, this is usually how it goes in the Black community. They'll say, the Lord got me through it, X, Y, and Z, or, the devil tried to tempt me and I fell for it, but God put me through and got me to the other end. And that's a lot of what the black community does. So when people says those things, to me, it's just what's the word I'm looking for?
It's really a way to just alleviate their own responsibilities in a situation, to not hold themselves accountable.
Yes, it's just, I usually stop listening at that point when it gets to that. Yes, I believe in the Lord. I believe that there is a God. However, you have a choice, and I'm quite sure it says that in the Bible. If you go through it, you have a choice. You can't put blame on the devil for what you did. You can't put blame on these other things when you had the choice and you had a decision to make. Your decision was, should I cheat or should I not? You chose the cheating, and that was the decision and choice that you personally made. At that point, if you really were into God as you're stating that you are, you should have asked the Lord, God, there's these temptations and I really need your assistance, your guidance, point me to what I should be doing. But you didn't do those things. You did what? You made a decision on your own and you cheated. And in the black community, unfortunately, I can only speak about the black community. We are heavy into church. That's what we're ingrained into, and that goes back for generations, technically really into slavery, but a whole other thing, different topic. But it's really something that's been ingrained into our brain. It's church. Whenever something happens, it's go to church, tithe, church. And so that's really what he's putting out there. And so she's doing the same. But I would say, even if you look at the videos, and if y'all haven't, go look at them. But even if you look at the videos, you could see that, at least in my eyes, she looked uncomfortable. And it seemed as if maybe it was a forced thing. Like, I don't know if force is the right word, but it seemed like, she was being forced to be there to state these things, but she didn't really even say a lot in the video that they were in together, at least based on what, I saw. It was a lot of nodding and saying, yes, XYZ. She had her own videos, but even to that, it was, again, a lot about God.
I find it very interesting that she was not in the public eye at all until this happened. Most followers said they didn't even know that he had a wife.
Didn't even know.
Until this occurred. And you can be a private person, that's all fine and well, but I found it very interesting, and I almost feel like this plays on people's subconscious. All of his videos are made, the majority of them are made in his car, and he has a car seat positioned directly behind him to kind of play on that, like, father role, kind of the trusting, I'm the dad, I'm trying to give you this, I'm got, what I have working for me, XYZ. And then now that all this has happened, she's now being thrusted into this. She, no matter what she says, that she's not, pretty much caping for her husband, that's what she's doing. She's defending him. And what is pretty, even more interesting is, they keep saying, we've worked through this, this happened a long time ago. My thing is, there's a difference in working out your cheating in private, and then everyone in the world having to know you were unfaithful to your wife. That's very different. You can work behind the scenes on that, but when that has to now be dealt on a public platform, that's completely different. And I don't think you can sit here and tell me that because you worked in that privately, that now this is open, it's the same work. You don't have to do any additional work, or that you worked on it overnight.
Yeah.
I just don't believe it.
Maybe it's something that they're talking about. I don't know. But I don't know. It seems, like I said, that she's being forced. And I don't know, because I don't know them personally. So it could just be that's who she is. But based on her demeanor and everything, it just seems like it was, hey, babe, I need you to be in these videos so we can be, we can put on this lovely front that we are in this together, when reality, they may not be. And it could, I don't know. It's iffy. And then the whole, the mistress saying that she was preggo.
Yes. So apparently the woman he was cheating with, she became with child. She did not have any children prior to this, and she expressed how she didn't want a kid. And he pretty much was trying to convince her to keep it. That sounds like she didn't keep the child. Sounds like she made a decision on her own. to terminate the pregnancy, but he was very much trying to convince her to keep it, and she was under the assumption that he was separated from his wife, they weren't no longer together. And it turns out that multiple videos that he recorded for these like little reaction things for people to follow was recorded in front of her home. Like there are actual like archways that if you look out his like driver's side and rear driver's side window, you can see her home in these videos. So there's like varying levels of like disrespect.
The stupidity. Oh, my bad. Okay, sorry.
Oh yeah, those are synonyms.
Okay.
Those
Because I
are
was
interchangeable.
disrespect, yes, on high levels, but the stupidity. Come on, bro. Come on. Like think through it. If you are doing these things and you're truly not divorced or separated or whatever it is, and you're cheating, why do that? Please tell me why. I just don't get it. If I am going to cheat, baby, no one is going to know. Matter of fact, phone is off, airplane mode. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I'm not going to be doing a video like, hey y'all, No.
Yeah.
The level of stupidity, you seem to be so smart, but it's just day by day, I feel like it's going lower and lower. That don't make no sense. I mean, no fucking sense.
Yes, and just like, all opportunities, they have found this as an opportunity to
Promote.
He has a book coming out.
Which I can't even hate on because people gonna buy it.
Heal Together Without Hurting Each Other.
Mm-hmm.
And that title is just...
And that's so crazy because, so when y'all start talking about this book? Question? Tell me what you think.
Because do you think that your cheating didn't have any impact or hurt her?
I'm just very curious. Like, when the books will come out? Has that been said?
Apparently it's on sale now.
So that's very interesting. But this is just now coming out?
Mm-hmm. Like, for example, the woman who he was cheating with, apparently, and I'm wondering if this is the same woman who posted the pictures from the bedroom. If they sound like different women. But, okay, lost my train of thought.
I have no idea where you're going with it. They sound like different women. You were talking about posting. I don't know. This is what happens when you get old, y'all.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you at all. What I do find interesting is that, so on the book cover of the Heal Together book, essentially, her appearance on this book, which again is going to be her first appearance to us as his fan base or his people who consume his content, be the first time they look at her. Her appearance on the book cover of this book is very abstract to how she's been on all the videos. I will say something very definitely struck me in terms of her appearance. Like, her colors were muted. Her appearance was... She didn't seem like she was really kind of like put together and prepared for these videos.
Because she was forced.
Yeah.
Besides what she have on some army shit?
Yes.
Or some...
And she said, this is the armor of Jesus.
I could not stop laughing. What?
I don't, and then something that is just so puzzling again, I never, when I hear men talk like that, I always think it's just bullshit. Anytime I ever hear a man pandering to women and giving them relationship advice, I always think it's just some type of brand of bullshit. And why is it that women, just like Mr. Samuel, why do women go to these men who kind of like pander towards them and like want so badly to get their advice? For men, well, Mr. Samuels, he don't shit on men, but Jaxn does. Why would you want to trust someone who literally shits on who he, like, the people of his own? That doesn't make sense. I wouldn't.
Is that a real question for me to answer, or?
I mean, because I truly don't understand. I don't get it.
If I'm to tell the truth, because like I said, at the beginning, I would watch some of his videos, and it was because he was attractive. There was nothing else to it. Like, I can't even really tell you too much about what he would say. It was because I found him attractive. That was literally why I tuned in. There were some things that I, when something is said, you like, oh shoot, that makes sense, but it I can't say that I could tell you a whole, I don't even want to say episode, but a whole video of what he's talked about. I have no idea. But I would start watching stuff and then, stop it. But it really was because I found him attractive.
Yeah.
So I would have to say that a lot of the women find him attractive, and that's what they list, that's what they gravitate towards. And then there are some things that I heard that was like, that makes sense and definitely is true, but I don't know.
I think he's a special brand of narcissism. Especially in his video where he's referring to himself in the third person. I think that he is a special brand.
Someone in the comments apparently said, I would like to see you respond to your video with your wife, and so that's why he did it, is what was stated.
What type of narcissist takes that comment and says, that's a great idea? I'm going to take, y'all are still very fresh in this, and you're going to, it's adding insult essentially. If she wants to support her husband, I think she should do so. If she thinks that he's a flawed man and he's redeemable, why not? Of course you would fucking say that. Like, come on. Because at not one point did you ever shit on yourself. Did I bring up my past traumas? Are you trying to say there are traumas that forced you to do this? Are you trying to say there are other reasons why you didn't just do what you did? Because apparently even after, she was talking about the lady he cheated with being pregnant, he was very much obsessive with her. Like, was trying to control her, wanting to try to pull up to her job and stuff. And I'm just like...
You seem like this, though.
Because someone doesn't want him.
Yes.
That is why. Not because I feel like there's any genuine attraction there, but because, one, he has gotten all of this fanfare from women. Mm-hmm. He has this wife who appears to kind of abide by and placate to all of this. Uh-huh. To have a woman who says, you know what, I'm good on you, that hurts his ego.
So you know what I was thinking about? So actually this weekend, maybe end of last week, I watched 50 Shades of Grey. Mm-hmm. And so it reminded me of that in the sense of the control. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like he has that type of control over his wife. Like that, you've seen it, correct? 50 Shades of Grey?
I've seen parts of it.
Okay. So in one of them, there's 3 of the movies. I think in the, I'm going to say second movie. Yeah, second movie. He had several women over his lifetime where he basically would really control their literally every move. Like, he had you within a certain day, so the weekend you were all his, period. That was it. Mm-hmm. And then, like, during the day, if he said to wear a certain thing, you had to wear it. If he said to do a certain whatever, you had to do it. Mm-hmm. It was all about the control, which I think is what it seems like for that, because in the second movie, there was a girl that she wanted to be more with Gray. He did not want it. So, they separated in their own manner. She then became very obsessive, and like she even almost tried to kill, the main character because of that. But even in the sense where they've been apart for however long it's been, he literally said, "Get on your knees," and she didn't, because that is just the control that he had over her. And to me, I don't know, in the video, that just made me think of it. I don't know why, but it made me think of that type of control that he has over his wife. Is that it's just like similar to that.
Oh, I agree. I 100% agree. And there is something which is why that franchise is as big as it is. There is something for some reason, and that's probably why I had no interest in it. Mm-hmm. There's nothing about someone who controls every aspect of my life that is attractive.
I 100% agree. However, sexually different thing. Talk about different time. But yes.
Sexually, yes, that's very different. But for someone to literally control everything in every aspect, it just doesn't. Even to be a provider, I don't care. If it has to come with all that, I don't want it.
You don't want it, yeah.
No, but I definitely think that's what it goes into. There was a control aspect, and when he felt out of control, that's when his obsessiveness came into
literally the movie, because he was out of control because the main character was not going to abide by all those crazy rules, and he became a little crazy. They got married or whatever, but yeah, it's just very interesting. That just made me think, I don't know why, but it did.
Oh, that's what I was thinking about earlier. All of this supposedly came to light because there was. That's why I think the large chunk of this is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Because all this came to light because someone blackmailed him to do it and to address it. And then apparently this same individual had the information that it pretty much threatened him on social media, like, if you don't tell it all, then
Yes.
we're going to do X, Y, Z. And that's when the woman came out and said she was pregnant. I'm like, so why did you, that's the part that's even more confusing. What's funny is that he did not publicly address it. He did not say this what happened. The woman who wasn't being the one that was being threatened came up and offered that information completely on her own. So I just think all of it's grade A bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you had a book to coincide with
Literally
it coming out.
already ready. So that's why I said that don't make sense. Like, it's already ready. Y'all had already planned this, baby.
Your wife was literally in none of your content before. Now you have a whole book discussing y'all's growth, and she's on the fucking cover of the book.
Yeah. So that part is very interesting because it doesn't sound right. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm tired of talking about Derrick.
That's the piece on that. We done.
But we about to talk about something real crazy, y'all. I hope y'all seen it. Lil Nas motherfucking X video. And shoes, apparently, question mark. So that video, what's the name of it? Oh my god.
I think it's Call Me When You Want.
Yes.
Let's verify.
Yes.
But I believe it's called Call Me When You Want.
Very interesting. You want to talk about your thoughts? You want to talk about mine first? Which way we want to do it?
I loved the video. I absolutely loved the video. I'm not sure why it's taking me so long to find the name.
It's all right. I believe that's what it is.
I think
But it's
so.
very interesting.
Call Me By Your Name.
Call Me By Your Name by Lil Nas X. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I think the aesthetics, everything was interesting, to even all of the people being him. All of the people were him. So it was very COVID friendly.
He's a genius.
It was very interesting. To the pole scene, to the heaven and hell, it was just overall, I was very entertained. I had to watch it a couple times because I was a little bit confused, and I was like, let me make sure I'm understanding. And it was just very interesting. I love the video, some of the words that baby. When he said, hold on, let me see if I can quote it. I'm trying to remember. But he basically said, while I ride it, oh my God, let me shoot a shot in your mouth while I ride it, or some shit like that. I can't remember exact words, but it was very similar to that. Basically, he gonna ride it and shoot a shot in your mouth. And I said, God damn. Baby.
I loved it. I loved everything about it. I loved the colors. I loved the concept. I loved him being so involved in the entire video and the process.
And his confidence.
Yes.
His confidence on a whole other level, baby.
Yes.
Whole other level. It was very interesting when dude was going up to heaven, but then a pole came up from hell, bitch slid down the pole, rolling it and everything. And then MFer fucking got on top of the devil and was riding the devil. And they did a whole handstand, baby.
And then took his ass out in the end.
Yes, and it took over and said, ooh. And I said, ooh.
I was so captivated by it.
It was very interesting. I would have to say, out of all the videos that I've watched as of late, that's probably the most interesting for sure. And then when the snake pushed him down or whatever he did and gave him a kiss and then was going low, I said, oh, hold on. Is this a kid friendly?
Loved it.
It was
absolutely loved it. But obviously, there's been a lot of backlash on it. A lot of people criticizing him. A lot of people very upset about invoking images of God and of Satan and thinking that, he's playing and taunting with the idea of religion and, God's not going to like that.
But everything's not about religion. It's just the concept of the video.
And for some reason, people, and this is the part that I feel like must be frustrating for a creative, especially someone who is in music, is that people take your art and literally interpret that as who you are. And even if that's cool, that's his steez.
Yeah.
But it's just a form of expressing
exactly.
yourself. You have movies that are about things and discussing
TV shows
Yes.
about the devil and God
Yes.
and yeah.
So to criticize his video is just like ridiculous to me.
Well, that's just because people want to be in stuff.
But I also think it's heightened because people are intimidated by his sexuality.
Because he's very confident in his sexuality.
He is.
Yeah.
He's very confident. He's very comfortable in it.
Yeah.
You can tell there is a steep difference in who he was in Old Town Road.
Yes, and
And
he
who
is
he is
now,
now.
baby. He said this is all a Lil Nas X. In the Old Town Road, he was like little Nas. But now this is grown full Nas X. Forget the Lil, we Nas X. You heard. And I don't have an issue with it. If that is who he is, regardless if that's the truth or not, whatever, that's who he is. If that is just him expressing himself based on the song, it would be interesting, which it definitely is. And by the way, y'all watching it gives him what?
Monies. You talking about it gives him what? Monies. Replays.
So it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't make sense on why people do what they do in relation to the videos. Like, it's a fucking video. If you like it, watch it. If you don't, you know what you do? Hit the stop button and watch something else.
And one of the things that I absolutely loved is that not only a male artist, but a black male artist showed support to him. Big Sean.
Okay.
He commented under the video, was like, I love your creativity.
Yeah.
I love your ability to like express who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's huge.
Yeah.
In the midst of all
Especially
these
being a
people.
rapper.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. In the midst of, all the bashing that he's getting, all the hate that he's getting, it's just kind of, again, ridiculous. And it's just like how we mentioned before, if you feel like it's content that you are concerned for your child to view, don't have them watch it. If you're so concerned with Cardi's Up and WAP, they shouldn't be watching it.
And my son doesn't.
And he mentioned it. He was like, all y'all talking about, Old Town Road and your kids are obsessed with it. He was literally talking about drugs and that song.
And he was talking about drugs in this because he said, all my friends do cocaine. And I said, hold up, what? But if that's what y'all do, bitch, do it. I don't.
But like that's the kind of hypocrisy of it all. Like if I feel like if he didn't have the visuals that he had with the song, it wouldn't have been the problem. But it's because he is, for one, another thing that's very upsetting to me is that he cannot just be authentically him because he just wants to be authentically him. People keep saying he's like a plant or he's literally there to dismantle, heterosexuality or to take down the idea of the strong black man, and it's just very upsetting that he just can't just be who he wants to be.
But that doesn't even make sense.
I feel like I've always seen, for example, the guy who is in Atlanta, the friend, he's about to be a superhero. He's going to be a Marvel or a DC superhero, but he's going to be gay in that role. And people were upset that you're going to, give us a black superhero, but then he's going to be gay. Like, it's just trying to dismantle. But I would think more or less you would want more positive images for whether it be your daughters, your sons to look up to when they're going through those phases, and those are representations that they can look at and understand.
So I understand that. Mm-hmm. However, I also understand in relation to it being, well, it's not really the first black superhero, so that would be different.
I have a feeling it's DC because Marvel has theirs.
Yeah. So I understand in relation to, because a lot of times when there is a black male lead in certain things, they usually are either gay or have, something that is, I don't want to say feminine, but it's something that is
emasculates.
Yes, them. And so it's never where it is a strong black male. So I understand that. However, there are superheroes that are black male and black female, so that's whatever. But if there was no superhero that was a black male and the first one was to be gay, then I do understand where people would come from. Because a lot of times they don't have a strong black male as that. They have other. Mm-hmm. So I would understand that. But again, I wouldn't be upset because it is. Mm-hmm. It's just It is what it is. I'll be happy that it's a black man.
I think because all communities are multifaceted.
True, but I think it's just the point of that it's always trying to, what is the word I'm looking for? Trying to put the black man as something other than a strong black male. So then that is understandable to me. So I understand that piece. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it just, and I don't understand why people don't understand Lil Nas X is just a troll in general.
About his issues?
I think he is a better troll than Tekashi 6ix9ine, and I think that he is not harmful in the way that he trolls. He sent out a picture. There was like this drop that was supposed to happen with Air Maxes, and there were supposed to be 666 of these shoes in production. They're supposed to have one drop of human blood in them, and it had a verse on it, Luke 10:18, and it is, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven, which conjures up a lot of the images from
his
the video.
But I think it goes with it. Cause
it does.
Yeah, it would make, like, if you saw that before the video, which is what I saw the shoes before the video, then you're like, oh shit, what the hell's going on? So then it makes you go look at the video.
That too.
Promo, baby. That's what he's doing. He's promoting his stuff. You may think that it's something else, but he's just using what he has to promote.
Absolutely.
It definitely made me go look at the video. Like, hold on, what the fuck? I'm interested.
And then on top of that, everyone was like, oh, we're canceling Nike. How could Nike do this? Blah, blah, blah. Nike released a statement. We ain't.
Yeah, and one, they're not going to put no blood in no damn shoe, y'all. Come on now. I feel like the common sense of the world goes down each day.
I just don't understand. Like, people do all these things about fact checking. Cancel culture is such a real thing. You don't need an ounce of proof for anything. Like, literally just cut it all off. Yeah. And what's funny is right after, posting of the shoe for the Air Max, he turned around and be like, y'all so pressed about it here. This make y'all happy? Posted an image of these other pair of Air Maxes that are white with red lettering, Chick-fil-A.
And I bet you people was happy about that. But then they're like, but why ain't you put Burger King on there?
He's just such a huge troll, and I love it, but he's not harmful in what he does.
And he don't give a fuck. And that's what I love about it. Over anything else is that piece. You either like it or don't. You're not going to always be liked. Just like this podcast, there's people that's going to get on here and not like a word that we say. And you know what? We're sorry, but we appreciate you looking at it.
Thanks for the view.
Baby,
I mean, like I said, it is what it is, but I thought it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
My question though is more which aspect of it do you think was more upsetting to people? The images that he portrayed for his sexuality. He was with there was nothing definitive in terms of Satan was definitely a male, but images of homosexuality. Do you think was it more seeing that, putting it on public display, or the religion piece that infuriated people the most? Which do you think garnered the more of the hate on that?
I would say the sexuality, but people are gonna say the religion, so that doesn't sound bad. Like, no, I don't have anything against gay people or anything. It was just
my cousin's gay.
But it's just the religion for me. That's what it's the God for me. It's the riding the Satan for me. But yes, no. They're going to say it's the religion, but it's 100% because that he is comfortable with his sexuality and is able to do these things, ride up and down the pole and ride on Satan, and people are going to be upset about it because they're showing, their children or whatever but just as Sweet Baby said earlier, your children shouldn't be watching it. I'm just saying. Because there's certain things that my son will absolutely never watch. WAP video is one of them.
I mean, you've had to literally curtail what your children have been watching for years. This is not
a new thing. Because I wish my son would pull up something that got some crazy shit on it. He already know what the deal is. There would not be anything. And I got to monitor for everything anyway. So, yeah.
Facts.
So yes, it's just so then the question lies, what's going on with parenting? But that's a whole other topic. And we're just gonna leave it at that. What's going on with your parenting? If your child is watching these videos, that really should be a question for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Should my child be watching these videos? Why am I allowing my child to watch these videos?
Was allowing my child to have access to these.
Exactly. My son has access to certain things. I have definitely parental controls on a lot of things, but there's certain things that I don't have parental control on. But because I have, lack of better terms, trained my son in a certain aspect, he knows that he click on something that is inappropriate, ass will be got.
Mm-hmm.
And he already knows that off top. So it has to deal with your parenting and what you've done over the years, what you've allowed your children to watch.
Mm-hmm.
That's, yeah.
I agree. I'm just excited to see what he continues to.
Yes, I'm
put
very
out.
excited. And I hope that he continues down the same lane. Don't let nobody stop you, Lil Nas X. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, before we move on, Lil Nas X had a little package.
I love just his skin was flourishing. He's been doing something with his lips. His lips have stayed
Popping.
very nice and moisturized.
Baby.
Like hair was nice and laid.
Fact.
He was not missing.
Not at all. He was killing all of it and playing all of those parts. But I really was like, okay. I watched it with my best friend, and once it was over, he was like, "You see the package?" I said, "Obviously, yes."
And that pole dancing was really him. He showed videos after he released the music video. He showed videos of him practicing.
He
the
said,
pole
"Baby,
dancing.
I'm gonna do it," and
Yeah,
he did it.
he did
You
it.
heard.
Stay on watch.
Keep it. You know, if you need some help, hit a girl up in the comments down below.
Yeah,
we
we'll take a couple pole dancing classes. We'll be there. You know, I'm not really sure. I might just hold my hand in the air and like walk around it.
You gotta put your feet up a little bit though. You gotta flirt. You know, move your feet a little bit.
My foot.
You can't, girl. What is going on? You can't even bend your knee.
If I bend it too quick, it's gonna pop.
Baby, put your leg up. No, I have to see this again. Y'all, we gotta see this.
Wait, the camera's see. If I put it up like this, the camera can't see it.
Move it over. Turn your body.
Oh.
Okay, now your leg looks straight. Cause earlier her leg looked like this, y'all. It was like this.
Trying to bring it in the focus.
Anyway, I'm done. Anyways, what we about to talk about? Cause people be hating, and that's it.
So I want to touch base and get an update with you. So
Okay.
we have currently been in the U.S. COVID restrictions now for about a year. As far as the news is telling us, there hasn't been a lot of change since last year. How do you feel? Do you feel like you navigate any differently now than when you first did when we went on lockdown, in terms of whether that be who you're around, where you go, anything?
I think it's about the same. I ask the same questions. So whenever I am around someone that I haven't been around a long time, I have a set of questions that I ask. You know, who you been around? Have you been tested? Do you have any symptoms? Have you been any type of sick? Like, there's several questions that I ask, and if you answer yes to any of them, then we ain't kicking it. But I do go out to restaurants. You know, I wear the mask until it's time to eat or whatever. So I do that. At the beginning, I didn't do anything. I didn't go out for several months. So now I do go out, but I just haven't been like any amusement parks or anything of that nature. I know they are open now, but I haven't been to any of those. I was contemplating it for spring break for my son, but it's like I keep going back and forth because that's a tough decision. Like, I don't want to be around too many people, and I feel like they're going to have too many there for my liking.
Yeah. And how can you properly make sure everything is safe and with, CDC regulations?
Yeah, and I don't know if I would feel comfortable. I definitely would have to literally wear gloves the whole time, and then every time I touch something, put on new gloves. So then it's like, I don't know. So that is, but other than that, like I stay in the house majority of the time. I think I've been out to eat, once in a while, and then I've been to a couple of friends' house, but again, they all work from home, or either, they're really confined and don't really do too much. What about you?
I would say when we first got locked down, I ain't go nowhere. I stayed home all the time.
Except to see me.
And that was still a little bit. We didn't initially hang out when it first all got locked down. That took a little bit. Like I remember, I'm not sure how I found myself in the same fucking boat that everyone else did, having some fucking nails on and having to figure out how to get these bitches off because I wasn't gonna go to the nail shop to get them taken off.
That's funny. I did not.
There were so many people who literally, like, Amazon got completely sold out of all, like, their soak off kits. Acetone was gone from the stores. Like, you literally could not. So I had to pop them babies off myself. But I didn't go. I think the first time I went to the nail shop since we've been locked down was when I went with you. And that was, like, what, maybe
a month ago?
About a month, yeah. Month and a half to 2 months ago, or a month to 2 months ago. Yeah, and I didn't step foot into one prior to that because I just wanted to cut down. And I think when it all first started too, I wouldn't go nowhere to eat either. When I tell you Postmates, Uber Eats
was getting your money,
had my monies, honey, because I just wasn't going nowhere. So I stayed locked in at the house whenever it was the weekend. I just order in. I wouldn't go nowhere.
Yeah.
So. I mean, how do you? I see a lot of people are doing more now. I'm seeing a lot more people travel, and we're not just talking like within the states. I'm seeing people
travel outside. Yeah,
travel outside the country.
I have not done that.
So I would be very comfortable in saying that I'm not comfortable doing any of that anytime soon. If I'm not comfortable with, I'm still not comfortable like going to like the bowling alley because there's just so many contact surfaces.
Yeah.
Like if I'm not comfortable going to the bowling alley, then why would I hop on a plane
to go somewhere
and go somewhere? So yeah, but there's been a lot of people like I said that's operating very differently now than how we were in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably won't be doing any like real traveling out of the country. I will probably be going out of the state though, most likely in the summertime. But
how do you think you'll travel?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So first we were thinking flight, which there is a possibility. I don't know. It depends. But if not, I most likely be driving. So we'll see. But to go visit some familams. And just hang out for a bit, but it really depends because I may even decide not to do that. So it's all up in the air. But
yeah. I wonder if there's any tracking since people have started to become a little bit more relaxed or kind of because there's a lot of incentives that places are offering, whether that be
travel.
Whether that be places you're going to are offering incentives like stay here so many nights, get so many nights free. Your flight there, you pay for, flight back is free. There's a lot of incentives a lot of these companies and places are giving for people to travel. I wonder if there's been any type of tracking in terms of is this harmful or helpful? Is this adversely affecting counts? Because obviously while people are still concerned about contracting it, you don't hear in the media as much anymore about people dying from it. And people are definitely still dying. From COVID, it hasn't subsided. People are definitely still dying from it. So, and it's mutating into other strands.
Yeah, which I don't have time for.
No. So
I'll probably be staying. I don't have time to get sick. I just don't have the time. The thing with my son, me, I just don't. I don't at all. So I'm okay.
Just wondering, how much longer do you think that we will be clanked for?
2 years.
In totality, so you think one more year, or you think we'll be locked down for 2 more years?
2 more years. This is 21. I'm thinking 23. Time frame is when, and that's still a question mark. Because people are still doing crazy ass shit.
Yeah.
So if people stop doing crazy ass shit, then I think we'd be good. But people are doing crazy stuff, and so it's just gonna continue down that cycle. So until they legit do a lockdown, as in nobody leave your house type thing for 2 whole weeks or whatever, like you can go to grocery
like Biden
store.
said when he came into office that he was going to do a mandatory lockdown for XYZ amount of time. Hasn't happened.
Yeah, well, they say a lot of stuff when they get in office.
That is very true.
The one thing that I want him to do, and y'all make sure to tag him in this, is get rid of motherfucking student loan debt. If you want to do 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, go ahead and do it. I prefer the 100,000, but if you can't do 100, I understand. Do 50. You know, if you can't do 50, at least do 25.
Give us something.
You know,
Yeah,
let's do
something
two
good.
digits. So 2-digit number, not 5, not 9, at least 10. I prefer 25 over the 10, but I prefer 100. If you want to do a 3-digit, go ahead and hit the 100. Go ahead. That only leaves me a couple thousand to pay. Go ahead, do the 100.
Yeah, there's gotta be.
Something like help me, help you.
And
To help you, help me.
I still ain't got my stimulus check yet.
Oh.
Them bitches done mailed it to me. Instead of we mailed to the 26th, I ain't gonna get my money for another like week or two.
Yeah.
I don't understand. They direct deposited all my other ones. Why does this one have to be mailed into me?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I got mine and that shit already gone to what it's gonna go to. But, you know, starting stuff, doing stuff, so it didn't go, you know, to pain or vacations or anything. It's just bills, debt, and
I mean, I need to live on some food.
I used my furniture.
Mm-hmm.
So I did treat
Which is
myself to 2 new additions to my home.
Yeah, they bets to cut some more checks before this is over. That's all I got to say.
That part there.
I need another check cut because this is ridiculous. This is ghetto.
But a lot of other countries have been giving it since the beginning.
That's what I'm saying.
But you know, the U.S. ain't
It's
like
so ghetto. It's so
the
ghetto.
United States of America is not like
And
that.
it barely passed by a very thin margin for us to even get it. VP Harris had to be the tiebreaker for us to get this.
And if she would have said no,
How ridiculous is that though? How mind blowing is that? That
because they
we
don't
are
get it, they
so-
make too much money.
but that they are so divided as to whether or not the people they represent need this money while everyone's locked down. Most people lost their jobs.
Mhm.
Businesses aren't getting the same revenue because people aren't coming out because of the concerns that they have.
Well, they make the choices because based on if you're Democratic or Republican.
That is
It
a
has nothing-
driving force, yes.
Yes, but I don't. That's what they make their decisions on, and that's why I don't understand it because it just doesn't make sense. All of your people are Democrats or Republicans or whatever it may be. You don't know if your Democrats or Republicans are freaking suffering. Everybody is suffering, so that should be the clue to yes, everybody needs it. Not well, let's see if. You know, if we don't vote this, who really? No, just give the money to your people because they're going to go out and spend it, and that's what y'all want is for them to go spend it. I spent it, but it was on debt.
Somebody
And the
got some
payoffs and
money.
stuff. Yeah, and some food. You know, I got some food. I ate some food, so I put it back out into the world.
Did you say seafood?
I did. That shit was
Who you said
banging,
seafood?
too.
Ooh, you said seafood.
I'm weak, man.
I had someone have the nerve to tell me the other day they didn't understand the hype around seafood boils.
And then you disowned them, right?
I said, baby, there is nothing like a potato that has been cooked and all that beautiful juiciness and biting into that shit like it's a motherfucking apple. There's nothing better than that.
That's so funny because best friend, we ordered that Saturday night. You weren't available. We ordered it Saturday night from Shaking Crab
Breaking news.
in
My
Virginia
heart
Beach,
is broke.
and one of the best places out
My
there.
heart is broken.
Yes. So Shaking Crab, we're doing endorsement right here. So
If you would have told me that's what you was doing, your bitch would have made some time.
No, you. And so he
I
ordered
would've
potatoes, and I thought about you too at the time, but no, I didn't want to tell you because you said you couldn't come out. You said you had the
I would
babysit
have.
kids.
I would have.
Dogs.
Doggies.
Yes.
Could I brought one?
Hell
Oh,
no. Absolutely
that
not.
would have made something work. Oh my gosh, y'all don't
Yeah.
understand. Seafood boil.
It's bomb.
And as ashamed as I am to say it, it is the truth. I only started eating like seafood boils maybe a year ago. Really only and it's because of you. Only really started eating crab. I ate crab, but I've never in the business of like breaking them open and getting it.
Yes, I remember because you asked me where I got it from, and I was like, Shaking Crab.
And I was like, how I eat it? I literally text you. I was like, so how do I do this.
You break it with your hand in your mouth, or you got little utensils, but I don't use that. I've been eating crabs since I was probably like 6, so you just stop them.
And I be getting conflicting information. You bite it with your teeth, you don't. Some people like you crack your teeth. I'm like, how you do that?
I definitely bite with my teeth as well. I don't use utensils, so it's either my hand, but if I can't get it with the hand, then I bite it with my mouth. Yeah. And then motherfucker suck on that much and get that juice. Ooh! Matter of fact, that sounds good.
We're gonna have to do another one soon.
Maybe this weekend.
No, I'm gonna be gone.
Just kidding. I will probably do it this weekend.
I'm out at. That's cool. You can get the following weekend with me again.
I won't be here, but yes.
What?
So,
Where you going? You know what?
it's spring break.
To be determined.
Yeah.
To be determined.
Maybe we'll do one of the mukbang things. Ain't that what's called?
Oh hell no.
Where you eat in front of the
No, I will not.
You slurp it.
I don't. That's probably what kept me from. Okay, so moment of honesty. That's probably what kept me from eating crab for as long, and what kept me from doing bone-in wings. I don't like the messiness of it, and how just like you gotta get the fuck in there. You have to, because when I tell you, for one, I'm white. So when I say that, that means you see the juice all over my fucking face.
Yes, you do. Actually.
All over. I can't hide it. And on top of that, my nose be running whenever I eat anything.
Oh my God, it does.
It just runs.
It really
If
does.
I think about it hard enough, my nose might start running. Like
it really does.
So that's probably what kept me so long from doing it. So I'm not at the place at this point in my life to be comfortable with doing a mukbang. And me eating crabs is gonna be all over my face, and then my nose is gonna be running. And with this damn nose ring, this bull ring I got going on, it just makes it 10 times worse.
I'm weak.
I don't be knowing my nose is running until that shit starts dripping off the ball. I'm like, what the fuck? I could tell it before. Now that shit just be creeping down. Nasty, huh?
Yeah. She like that shit on her face.
This bitch. Well, you know, them's the hot topics. Now we got an interesting topic.
Okay. Yes.
For your viewing pleasure.
How do you feel about men and anal play, baby?
And just to kind of generalize, specifically men, but in general, there's, you know, I am interested in female anal play as well. But, so, and I think we vaguely discussed this previously. So I've never had anybody express interest in anal play for themselves. Right? I've only been with men. No male has ever expressed anal play interest. I know when I have expressed anal play for myself, that has made some of my partners standoffish, uncomfortable, if you will. And I think that a lot of men, because they associate with homosexuality, whether it's to please a woman anally or even for themselves to be pleased anally, for some reason conjure up images of homosexuality. But one person who I was with, who was very adamant they didn't want to try that, I'm like, you understand there's a G-spot for men in the anus, right? Like you're cutting off yourself from a point of pleasure that you could have because you want to be kind of closed-minded, like you're aware of this, right? And they were still very adamant in their stance. I wouldn't mind experiencing that or having that type of experience with another individual.
So you doing it to that person is what you're saying?
I wouldn't mind.
Okay.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'm not sure. It's because it's something that is taught against. So it's something I probably would. There'd be a form of uncomfortability for me at first because it's something that's just very adverse to what I'm used to and what I've done or what I've known. But I would not reject somebody for having that type of interest.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you.
So I have done anal play with a male. I've done it to him.
Okay.
With a couple actually.
Okay.
The first time I did it, it was I was asked to do it, and I was asked to do it with a bullet.
Oh, okay.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So a bullet, he wanted me to rub it around his anus and then stick it in a little bit.
Okay.
That was very weird for me because I was like, why do you want something in your butt? And I think I said it just like that.
Was this their first time?
I don't know if I asked. I don't think I wanted to know the answer, to be honest. But yeah, so that was that piece, and it wasn't terrible. Ooh, many years. Many years. And it wasn't horrible. It just was very, as you said, it was like awkward at the beginning. But he enjoyed it, so it was like doing that and.
Ooh, is there another person who is escaping words right now?
It was doing that and either, giving oral or hand job, yes. At the same time of doing that. And he really enjoyed it. So, it was a turn on for me because I was like, oh, this is, it turns you on, so that was cool. But at the beginning, it definitely was weird.
Did you two have sex after that encounter?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a while after because I had to get used to it, but yes, we did have sex afterwards.
That's fair.
Let's see. So that was the first person, only with 2 people, and then the second person, they wanted like you to just rub.
Is there any real satisfaction out of that? I don't find any satisfaction from
rubbing.
No.
I guess it's just the feel of it. I don't know, the sensation. So rub and then lick. So not lick in, but lick around.
I still don't. Maybe I haven't had the right. Maybe I haven't had the right person caress around the rim or toss the salad. Maybe. But I haven't.
Because I definitely had a rub before.
Penetration feels good, but the licking and rubbing, I don't get anything from it.
Yeah, no, I definitely have had it done to me before, and it feels good. It's not something that would get me off, but it assisted in that because it's another sensation. So I think it's the same thing for a male. It's just another sensation on top of like. Usually you're jerking them off or something, sucking on the balls and then rubbing it. So then it's all those sensations together. If you do all 3 now, that's the whole ball game. Like if you're jerking off, sucking the balls, and rubbing, yeah.
Gotcha.
Just taught y'all something new, bitches. Just add that to your repertoire. But yeah, so that was my first time ever licking someone's butt, which was very weird for me because I really didn't want to. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. I said that I'm an open person, so I'm going to be open. And I know this person is clean because they just took a shower. And so I had to like go through a whole mental thing through my head in order for me to do it. And then I just did it. Because if I thought too much about it, it was a no. Because I've told people before no. Like, I'm absolutely not doing that. And then so I said, you know what? I'm open. Let's go ahead. And I did it. And it was pleasure on all levels for that individual.
So that was your first? Was he your only?
Person I put my mouth on?
Well, any type of anal play with?
No, the first was, this is the second guy I was just talking about. There's been 2 guys.
Okay.
So the first one was with the bullet, and then the second one
was okay. Got it.
So those are only 2. But I've only licked 1 ass in my life. That's all that's it.
We need to normalize anal play. So how do you feel about for yourself, for your own pleasure, anal play?
It doesn't do anything for me, like in the sense of just penetration. It doesn't get me anywhere. So if there's ever anal play, I would need something happening with my vagina at the same time.
Yeah, the times that it's either when I'm getting it from the back, they'll do the thumb. That's beautiful. I love that. That's a huge one. I've had, and I've also done it while they're eating me out or going down on me. They'll put the thumb in. That's really the extent of which I've done anal play, but I do enjoy that. That's a piece. There does have to be some type of other aspect to it. just
Just
to, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't think anything's wrong with it. On either part, if you like it, you like it. Is a G spot for a man and for a woman. I used to know a girl out of old neighborhood I lived in. Like she didn't care about vagina. All she wanted was ass play. That got her off. She never came from vaginal penetration. It had to be anal. And I was like, that is very interesting. She like literally absolutely fucking loved it.
so I know someone who just recently got some booty plugs. So I'm gonna ask them what's good.
You got some booty plugs.
I did not say me.
Oh.
I would say me.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I didn't know if you
would say
wanted to just, go around. That's why I put it out there. You got some booty
You
plugs.
put me right out there if it was trying to cover it up.
I got a booty
But-
plug.
Have you used it?
Yes. I just think.
Oh, well, I know someone who just recently got a butt plug. So I'm interested to see what their experience is going to be.
It's gonna be fun. Well, it depends on what happens with it. Like
Yeah.
I said, to me, it just can't be that. But she or he, or whomever may enjoy just that. But with the butt plug, if you do that, and then either the penetration, or the eating, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to hear
How it go?
back on that.
Well, that means we're gonna tune in next time for a Fee Babies update on anal play. I'm weak, but I think that's all I got to talk about today. What about you, boo?
It's a wrap.
Yes.
We like we said at the beginning, we gave this, we gave it. I think as we went along, it became we found that energy. I don't feel like we had to muster it. I felt like we just
It
produced
flows.
It flowed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yes, we hope that this produces that energy within you. And if you don't have it, know that it's okay.
Yes.
Know that it's okay.
And thank you so much for tuning in to Like I Was Saying podcast
Don't
with your
forget
girl.
to.
Yes, I was going to do that
We
next.
forgot
But
last time.
go ahead. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, tell everybody.
And like she was saying, it's been your girl
Velvet.
and your girl Fee Baby. And don't forget,
That each of you are beautiful and to never stay what?
stagnant.
In your motherfucking life.
Set each day with new intention, because life is tough, my dear, but so are
You.
out.
Bye.